Hey guys, welcome to our new reboot of the podcast. Uh, we are Hosts&Co, and I'm Kraos. You might recognize me from a podcast I did a while ago, which was called Tulpa Talk. It didn't go down, well, it didn't go too well. The original members, other than me, they kind of hard to contact, or they're ignoring me at the moment. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens with them. But for now, I'm rebooting the podcast with a brand new co-host, Finley, who you might know. Introduce yourself, please.
Uh, Hi, I'm Finley. I have Nico, and we have been around for about 6 months or so. We're currently on Reddit, and we have a blog as well, and we're also on the IRC. So,
All right then. I'm Kraos. For those of you who don't know, I've been around for I don't know about a year and a half, just muddling about. I have three Tilpas: Destiny, Faith, and Isaac. I'm on Reddit. I mainly spend most of my time on Tumblr, but basically I'm everywhere. I'm like a plague that you can't get rid of.
can't
Uh,
stop it! Can't stop it!
okay, so I just want to say this is probably going to be really, really badly edited because I have no idea how to do these things, and I am amazed I even managed to record this. So,
And we're not exactly tech savvy either, so this is kind of going to be thrown together.
yeah.
Yay.
Alright then, let's get to it. Very
Okay.
first topic is, well, for the people who are new here, we did do this in the old podcast, so, but we thought we'd do it again, seeing as this is a reboot. I'm going to try not to talk about the old podcast too much. Okay, so first topic is, explain what a tulpa is.
Okay, I'm going to actually just directly read this from tulpa.info because that would make things so much easier. A tulpa is an independent consciousness in the mind and is ultimately no different from you or as far as how you think, act, perceive the world, etc. It isn't a demon, a spirit, or an external entity of any kind. A tulpa is an internal personality separate from your own, but just as human. They are sentient, meaning they have their own thoughts, consciousness, perceptions, and feelings, and even their own memories. A tuple is essentially a mind that usually identifies with a form created by the individual as a mental companion. Their form can be chosen by the creator of the tulpa, but it can also be left for the tulpa to decide on. It can communicate with you through mind voice, a voice in your head similar to the one you use to when you think or talk in your head, or using an imposed voice that will be similar to the way you hear sounds from reality, but imposed, the voice is still internal. Not only voice can seem like it comes from reality, you can learn to impose your tuple's form, which will allow you to see it as if it's physically there, despite that it is still in your mind.
Alright
Yeah.
then. That was very fast, but very thorough.
It was just easier. I also feel like they should mention that their form can be deviated.
Mm-hmm.
I know personally Nico changed quite a few things eventually afterward.
Eventually.
Yeah. After he could finally tell me, listen here, that hair and face just isn't working. Get your shit together and let me choose my own form. I said, okay.
Yeah, that sounds like
Ta-da.
him.
Yeah. For all of you that don't know, Nico was kind of a pain in the ass,
I
but
mean, it was a pain in the ass. He still is.
yeah, the lovable kind.
Yeah.
He means well.
Mm-hmm. Same
He's
story with
not.
Destiny, basically. Just,
Yep.
yeah, cool, awesome.
Um,
Mine's
I
just
should.
blanked out.
There is a note on here that they are not spirits or demons.
Yes, please do not think that they are spirits
Okay.
or demons.
They are constructs constructs of the mind. They have as much power as you'll give them and no more. It just basically talks here about they can't kill you, basically.
Well...
And I also think that it should be mentioned that they care about the bodies just as much as you do, so trying to kill you would essentially mean killing themselves.
Yeah, that's the one problem I've always had with creepypastas and stuff. All that crap that's floating around the internet. Just, no, they wouldn't try to kill you because that'd be killing themselves, you idiots.
And the fact, from everything that I've seen, at least, I'm not saying this hasn't happened, but most of the time your tulpa is going to care about you. They're not just going to completely not give a shit about you or anything like that. So most of the time, everything is peachy, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so I should probably pull something up and hopefully it doesn't crash my internet connection.
I have .info up if you need it to.
Alright.
Should we start with creation?
Yeah, creation sounds good.
Alright. Basically, from my experience, what I had first is... Okay, I'm going to start from the beginning before that, actually. I was introduced into tulpomancy by... I completely probably pronounced that wrong, but anyway, by a friend. Shout out to Skullblacka and Sky. But he told me about Sky, and from then on I just kind of became obsessed with the idea. And from then on, eventually a few weeks later, I decided to create one of my own. I started off with a character sheet because I had no idea really what else to do, and from then on just kind of progressed into the forcing and narration. We used a lot of narration too, and visualization, of course.
It's a good strategy. It's basically what I did. Okay, so picture me 2 years ago. Oh god. Yeah, I basically used to really like horror and stuff, and this story, it makes me cringe every time. But yeah, I was researching just, I don't know, general horror stuff, I guess, and I came across the Tulpa creepypasta. And as you should know by now, that's obviously a load of crap. But I've always kind of been fascinated with the power of imagination and that kind of thing. So I kind of just did a little bit more research into it and came across tulpa.info, and I kind of just hung around there for about 3 months. And then one day I just decided that I'd go for it. I can't even remember why. It was like something suddenly changed in my brain, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll go for this now. So, yeah, that was when Destiny came around. I mainly followed it. You can find it on the front page of tulpa.info. Not the actual forums, but the main website. It's FAQ Man's Guide. A lot of people say that you shouldn't use it, but I honestly don't see why not. It worked for me. It worked pretty damn well for me. I think the one problem that people have with it is that he gives you a certain time that you're supposed to do things in, which I didn't really stick to. But as long as you keep in mind that those are basic guidelines, then I think that should work for you.
I will admit that is a problem that I had in the beginning. I tried to hurry up and rush him to you need, we're going to talk and we're going to do this and it's hurry, hurry, hurry. And finally, I eventually just kind of realized you wouldn't rush a kid to talk or to walk or to speak. So I kind of stepped back from that and said, okay, this is going to be at your pace. Just kind of do whatever you want. Surprise me. And we'll go from there.
That's a point I've brought up quite a few times. It's basically like having a child, except things progress slightly quicker.
I know Nico is going to probably kill me later on for this, but I call him my brain baby early on. It was kind of an inner joke between another system and I.
I'm just imagining a lot of swearing in the background now.
Yeah, pretty much. Angry Tubelish everywhere. You mentioned the guide that you used. I just kind of used a mix of everybody's guide. Like, I didn't really use one specific guide and said, oh, this is going to work. I kind of combined all of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a specific one.
To use a mix would probably be best, because it's your brain. Things are going to work differently for you than they are for other people. So It's best to see the common factors between guides, and that probably most likely work for you. But otherwise, kind of make it up as you go along, get ideas, do your own thing, but within reason, I would say.
And when in doubt, don't be afraid to ask for help, because that was a problem that we had. Like, I was afraid to ask others, like, am I doing this right? Am I just freaking out about nothing, or what's going on? So eventually, you need to learn that you're going to need to ask for help at one point. You're going to get stuck, and you're going to have doubts, and you're going to need to keep going to learn to go through all of that, because if you don't, you're just going to sit in the same spot and then continue to say, this isn't real, it's not true, and eventually things are going to go down from there.
When I was first starting off, I found that the IRC was a great help if you want quick help.
Yes.
Loads of people in there, just really helpful, really nice guys. You get the occasional asshole, but you do everywhere.
For the most part, everybody's friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, some of our best friends are from the IRC. So, it's cool.
Yes.
Mind blank.
Yeah, same here.
Shit. Should we move? Yeah, let's move into possession, I guess, because, or like possible things. Like, you have the obvious possession and position, switching. There's a visualization. Forgive me, I'm just kind of browsing .info for help.
That's okay. I would browse and say things, but otherwise my internet crashes, and that would be bad for everybody.
Your internet is balls.
I know, right? I need to phone these people up and yell at them.
Okay. So, I know you have more experience with possession than I do, so why don't you start?
Okay.
Or to let, okay, yeah. I was going to say or let Des speak, but I don't want to put her on the spot like that.
Not just
yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so basically, I started possession on my 18th birthday, coincidentally, which was July of last year. Yeah, last year, not this year. Or was it this year? I'm tired. No, it was last year. So basically what happened was I was just kind of lay on my bed, forcing as usual, doing the usual grind, and there was I got this really weird feeling in my arm. It's so hard to describe, but
I think of it as like it's falling asleep. Like it feels like your foot's falling asleep.
The way I thought of it at the time is like it's like your hand's fallen asleep, but at the same time
it's not yours.
Yeah, exactly. It
It's
feels
yours, but
like
it's
there
not
are
yours.
actually two people in your arm.
Yeah.
It's not easy to describe unless you've experienced it, trust me, but it's awesome. That seems to be a common theme.
Yeah.
But yeah, over the next few months we kind of practiced a bit. And we've eventually worked up to full body possession. It took a while though, so if you're currently trying to get that done, then just don't worry, it may take a while.
The struggle.
Yeah.
We're currently working on possession, and he can successfully move both arms, which is great.
Good.
It's just, he describes it as the meat suit as being heavy.
Yeah. That was one of Destiny's main problems.
Yeah, they're not used to carrying the actual weight of muscle mass.
Yeah.
Which he'll get used to. It's just, we were told, like, we were given some great advice, little bits at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like tired, don't be afraid to stop, because that's like another problem that we have is like he wants to keep going, but he's so tired that I have to stop and say no. You gotta back.
I don't know if it affects everybody, but one reason you shouldn't go too long is because you're a topa, or you in some cases can get possession sickness, it's called. It kind of affects everybody differently. For some people it's just headaches, that kind of thing. It can be just tiredness, but me and Destiny, we had a rather bad case of it, where if she possessed me for too long, she would start feeling like properly ill. Yeah. I think she described it at one point as kind of like she was fading away, but not. Descriptions are hard, but yeah, just try and avoid that.
Yeah, personally, we get cramping really bad. Like, it was awful.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like my right arm was being cut severely.
Ouch.
That hurt. And we get headaches occasionally too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of the earliest things we got was severe insomnia when we first started forcing.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't sleep for 24 hours one time. It was awful.
Oh, God.
It was awful.
I think I had a bit of insomnia at the start, but I also had really funky dreams.
Yeah, those too. I still get those.
Yeah, actually. I still get those occasionally.
But I remember them better. Like, I never used to remember my dreams at all. And now it's completely, oh yeah, I can tell you everything that happened.
Mm-hmm. I was like that for the first year or so, but that's kind of died down now. I'm starting to forget my dreams a bit more. I don't know if that's just me being a little lazy with the forcing on my part, but yeah, I don't know.
I was told actually once by Skullblocka that it's like a muscle, so the more you use it, the more you're going to get used to it, less you're going to get the head pressures and the headaches and the cramps and stuff. So eventually it'll become to the point where you don't have that problem anymore. I think we've seen that in a guide too somewhere. I don't know. All the information blends together. Don't ask me how I know it, I just do.
Alright. Okay, where do we go next?
How long have we been recording for?
We have been recording for 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Your volume is dangerously low according to this, and I'm worried for the recording, but we are just going to keep going, and if it's that bad, then we can always redo it at a later date.
Or take what we have and run.
Exactly. Okay. Right.
Wonderlands? Talk about Wonderland?
We can talk about Wonderlands if you want. My recording software sucks because I just had to click a thing that said, "You've been recording for too long. Are you sure you want to continue?"
Okay. Or how about we stop here and just continue next week, starting with Wonderlands, what they are and our experience and all that.
We could do Wonderlands next week, but I was just thinking, or I was just alerted to, or to the point, that we should talk about reasons for creating tulpas.
Yes, actually, yes. That is a good idea.
Right. Okay. I didn't plan this far ahead.
We're horrible procrastinators. Just forgive us, please.
You have no idea.
It took us 2 hours to get set up just to start recording.
Okay, reasons. I would say, well, the obvious one is not for sex.
Yes.
Just gonna point out the elephant in the room there.
Yeah. That is, we've actually never even had sex. That's not our thing. It's just, it's like, it's harder when you have a brother and sister type like bond. It just becomes like, ew, at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're both straight, personally, but it's just, it would be like, I'm sorry, but no. I do it.
That's fair enough. Getting personal, fine. Yeah, so
apologies.
Once or twice it has happened. But it wasn't like, I didn't make my tulpas for that reason. It was kind of a natural progression of the relationship, you know? It was kind of like, I don't know. You can't really categorize a relationship with a tulpa. It's just tulpa and host, in my opinion. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Okay, moving on.
Please take this away from me.
Other reasons. Okay, obvious, they want companionship.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the main reasons I got into it.
Yep. Journey of self-discovery, enlightenment, scientific reasons.
Yeah, another reason I got into it. Curiosity. As long as you don't give up a month in. Like, one of the things I was discussing on the IRC last night, well, other people were discussing, I was just kind of watching from the background, is that when you take the leap to do this, you've got to be sure that you're going to carry on with it.
It's a big commitment.
Mm-hmm.
We were warned that straight on. Like, that's one of the main reasons I struggled with deciding on if I wanted one or not, is because it's a big commitment. It's basically like a child, comparing it to a child to again, but once you have one, you're stuck with it.
Yeah,
I mean, there are extreme cases where you could dissipate it, but it's pretty much frowned upon, I'd say. Like, unless you have a really, really good reason for it.
Yeah. Like, if in the very, very rare chance that your tulpa does want to hurt you or something, I cannot stress how rare that is, so don't freak out or anything. But, yeah, that would probably be the only reason, I would say. Question mark?
I would also kind of throw in there, like, if you're using it as a sex slave, because that is wrong again. I mean, the question mark.
Well, yeah. It's kind of a gray area.
Yeah. I'm not going to... It's just not our thing. That's what I'm going to say, is it's not our thing.
I don't like getting into arguments, so I'm just going to step back and be like, okay, if you want to do it, you take it up with the rest of the community first.
And you take the... Yeah, what you said.
Yeah. Damn it, I had a point in my head and I can't remember what I was going to say. That was one of the reasons why I waited 3 months before actually making my first tulpa, because it's a massive commitment.
Oh, yeah. I think another one that we struggled with, that I struggled with anyway, was I was afraid. Like, when you're creating a person, you have to, like, contemplate about what a person is. Like, a person isn't just all good or just all bad or just a little bit of the two. Like, with a person, you get a blend of everything.
Yeah. Sorry, I just dropped something. Yeah. There's no such thing as a purely good person. Everyone has their good and bad points. So yes.
I mean, I created Nico because I was I wasn't really looking for companionship, but as he grew, I realized that I didn't mind having him around. Like, he's my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I was just kind of sucked into it out of extreme curiosity and just...
Yeah.
Yeah. The bond is indescribable.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Yeah.
Damn it, again, I had a point, but I've just completely lost
You
it the
need to
second
write
I want
these
to say
things
it.
down.
I can't write it down
down.
while I'm recording, otherwise the typing will be heard and everything will be messed up, and you will
Pen
complain
and
at me.
paper.
Okay. Anyway. Awkward silence.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. We should shamelessly plug in Ka.
Ka? Ooh, Ka. On you go then.
It's sorry. It's Tulpa Cards Against Humanity, and it is every Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And
sure.
we actually have a like our own deck that's put in there, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Normally you can get the link from the Reddit Tulpas IRC channel. They put it up. Or if you just kind of ask one of us, we'll probably give it to you.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It definitely is fun.
Competition.
We've got our own card now.
We do.
Yeah, that's tonight, isn't it?
Yes. It is Saturday, isn't it?
Yes. I totally forgot. Right. I think that would be a good place to end it then.
Alright.
Well, once we shamelessly plug our own blogs and stuff.
That can go in the description.
Okay.
Wherever we're uploading this. Does SoundCloud even do that? Or?
Well, I'll have to make a SoundCloud account, and then, I don't know. I'll see if I can do it. I might put it on YouTube. I don't know.
Anyway, screw it. We're a mutualmind.tumblr.com. There.
And I am Krayos's cool-ass Tulpamancing blog. I can't remember what the actual URL is.
I'll look it up.
Oh, no, it's Krayos Tulpa.
Yes.
Whatever.
Com.
Sure. I'll go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Ready then.
So hopefully we will see you for another podcast in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Alright.
Bi-weekly.
Yes.
Later, guys. Bye.
See you guys. We are apparently stopping now. Bye.
Yep. Bye.